name is Emily Cannon, and today my students are Morgan Down, Kaylin Williver, and then we have Will and Celeste who are attending this class virtually. Okay, class. To start today's lesson plan, we're going to start with bell work. So everyone get out your journals or what you're going to be writing in. And the bell work question is, think of your favorite movie or book. How did the author's choices regarding structure create effects such as mystery, excitement, and tension? Okay, so I'll give you a second to do that. Are my virtual students hearing okay?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. All right, is everyone ready to share? Okay, Kaylin, what is your favorite movie that you picked, and how did the author's choices concerning structure give it these effects like excitement or tension?
Well, my favorite movie is Ratatouille.
Okay.
And
Go ahead.
I don't know.
That's okay. Morgan, what's your favorite movie?
My favorite movie is The Lion King, and one scene that there's tension is when Mufasa died. And he was on the cliff.
Right, and so that would be the most exciting part of the movie, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So
Wait, creating tension?
yeah,
Oh, that would be when Ratatouille is stranded.
when he's stranded, right? And that would be the most exciting part of the movie. We'll get back into that later. Okay, we're gonna move on. All right, so just like we had discussed in the bell work, we're going to be dealing with plot today, and here's what a plot map looks like. All right, so on this plot map right here, we have the events of the Three Little Pigs, and I have them posted on the exposition, the exposition, the rising action, the climax, the falling action, and the resolution. Now, I want you guys to just think about the events in the Three Little Pigs, and then I'm going to call on each one of you to go ahead and pick up one of these stickers and move it to the correct spot, okay? So take a good look. All right. Morgan, let's start down here. It says, on exposition, it says, one little pig built his house of sticks. Where do you think that one would go?
The rising action.
Correct. Did you want to move that?
Sure.
Awesome. Now, Kaylin, what about this one? The wolf is captured in the pot and boiled.
Falling action.
Falling action, go ahead and move that. All right. And then Celeste, this one says, the pigs live happily in the brick house. Right here. Where would you move that to? It's right now it's in falling action. So when they live happily ever after, where would that one go?
I can't read it.
Well, I just read it to you.
The end.
The end. Good job. And what else? What's another term for that? The resolution, right? All right. Now, down here it says, the wolf blows down 2 houses, but not the third. Where would that one go? He blows down 2 houses. And remember, you could have more than one. So when the wolf blows down 2 houses, and remember, you could have more than one slip on either the rising or the falling action.
I think it's climax.
Oh, it is? Yeah, you're right. It is climax.
Well, could it be rising action too?
Well, you know, I think in some interpretations of it you could, but considering we only have one little sticker note for each point, that would be the most exciting. Because right before that you have a little pig builds its house of sticks, and then after you have the wolf is captured in the pot and boiled.
Okay.
All right, so see, that is the new correct one. So like real quick, let's go over it. The pig builds its home, exposition, rising action, 2 of those houses get blown down. Excuse me, that's wrong. So in the exposition, we have that the 3 little pigs want to build a home. Rising action, 1 little pig builds the house of sticks. Climax, the wolf blows down the 2 houses. Falling action, the wolf is captured. And resolution, the pigs live happily ever after, right? Does that make sense? Everyone getting that?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So now the next activity we're gonna do is we have a very similar looking map. And I have these little slips, and we're gonna choose from these pile of slips, and you guys are going to plot them on the map, okay? So this is from the story, The Princess and the Pea. Is everyone familiar with that?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and take one, Kaylin. Read it out loud.
The princess is a real princess. She and the prince marry and live happily ever after.
Where would that go?
Resolution.
Resolution, great job. Morgan, go ahead and pick a slip. Read it out loud.
Princess couldn't sleep because of the pea, so they knew she was a real princess. I think it's gonna go into climax.
The climax? Okay.
Yes.
All right, Will, this one says, the princess and the prince marry. Where would that go? Here, I'll let you see what we have so far.
See right there, yeah.
Yeah? Oh, this one, right?
Yeah.
Good job. That is exactly where I would have put it too. All right, you want to pick one more, Kaylin?
Yes. A princess knocked on the door in a storm.
All right, where is that going to go? The princess knocked on the door.
B in rising action.
Okay, did you say A?
Yes.
Can I do another?
Yes.
The queen invited the princess to sleep on 20 mattresses with a pea under the bottom one. I think that's also gonna be, is that gonna be the climax instead?
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, you would be correct. So you want to move the one that you put down
Yes.
before? Okay, that's what I was thinking too. So would you put that on B or C? If the last one is, the prince searched to find a princess but couldn't find one.
I think I would put that one on C then.
Awesome. All right, so then you have a correctly plotted version of The Princess and the Pea. Good job, guys.
Thanks.
And that leads us into our objective for today. So students will analyze plot within The Telltale Heart. It's a short story by Edgar Allan Poe, and we're going to apply our analysis into an informative essay where you guys will explain the components of plot, and you'll support your assertions with textual evidence. So what is the plot? So plot is a series of events that make up a story. Every book and movie has a plot, right?
Yes.
That's how we get from point A to point B. Cool, so the first step in plot is called exposition, and that's basically when the author kind of sets out background information on characters and setting. You guys should have guided notes. Go ahead and start filling these out. All right, I'll give you a second to get all that down. All right, and after the exposition, we have something called the rising action. And those are the series in the story that build up to the conflict, right? So that's step 2. Exposition is step 1, rising action is step 2.
Could there be more than one?
For rising action, that is a great question, Will. Thank you for asking. There can be more than one step in the rising action and the falling action. Okay, moving on from that, the most exciting point, like you were saying with Ratatouille and the Lion King, is going to be called the climax. And that is the point in the story where the main conflict is confronted. Okay?
Hold on.
Oh, you're not ready?
Okay.
All right. Okay, and then after that, you have the build up, and then we have to have the build down, right? Okay, that is called the falling action. And that is the point in the story where the tension deflates and it gives characters a chance to wind down. After all the crazy stuff happened with Ratatouille, right? He needed to come down from all that.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay.
By cooking with his
By
favorite
the
chef.
chef. Exactly. That is what you would call the falling action. Good job, Caitlin. Okay. And lastly, we have the resolution. In other words, the end of the story when the conflict is resolved, right? Okay, and then also, when the conflict, because not every story has a happy ending, so conflicts aren't always resolved. It can maybe be when conflict dissipates. Okay. Basically, those are all the elements of a plot, right? Okay, so we organize that on what we call a plot map. And for my virtual students, you should have these notes on your laptop, but just in case you can't see, there you go. It's like the triangle type thing, or let me show you another example here. Awesome. So then you see it's the beginning, the rising action, the climax is at the peak of the triangle or the top of the mountain, right? Falling action, resolution. Is everyone getting this?
Yes.
Okay. So now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be reading a short story by Edgar Allan Poe. It's called A Telltale Heart, and it's going to be a little dark. It's a little bit, you know, may not be your type of story, but we're going to get through it, okay? If you have any issues, let me know. There is an audiobook available, and you should have watched the video animated version at home on your own. Okay, so if everyone wants to get out their AirPods, if you want to listen to the audio version, get out your books, and we're going to begin our reading when everyone is ready. Is this my copy? Oh, it is. Thank you. Morgan, you get your headphones in? Okay, now everyone turn to page 1. All right. How do you guys feel about that?
That was great.
It was great, a little dark.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Spooky.
So now we're going to jump into some questions. So the first question, it's a right there question, meaning it's right there in the text. You should be able to open your book back up and find it exactly and put your finger on it. Okay? What is the narrator's motivation behind killing the old man? Did you want to look for it first? Alright, Caitlin, what is the narrator's motivation behind killing the old man?
He doesn't like his vulture eye.
He doesn't like his vulture eye. Great. Celeste, would you agree with that?
I think the reason why he's crazy.
You think he was crazy. Okay, that's another interpretation of it. Will, what about you?
Yeah, I agree. The vulture eye.
The vulture eye, right? So what would you call that? That's going to be part of the rising action, right? Because that is his motivation. Okay, so the next question is going to be a think and search question, and I'm going to allow you to use your partner. Morgan and Kaylin, I'm going to assign you together, and Will and Celeste, you guys are going to be partners for this one. All right, how did the narrator act when the police first entered the house? Ready, and go ahead and share.
He was very confident.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say.
I think he could win with it.
Yeah.
He was very confident that he was
All right, so group number 1, Kaylin and Morgan, what did you say? How did the narrator act when the police first entered the house?
We said that he was very confident and acted like he wouldn't get caught.
Right? He was very secure in himself. He wasn't feeling, anxious or anything. Good. Celeste, what about you? Will and Celeste?
He was very arrogant.
Arrogant, right?
Yeah, arrogant.
Yeah, he thought he was going to get away with it.
He was never gonna get caught.
All right, and where would you put that on a plot map? Him not thinking he's going to get caught when the police come in.
Where were the actors again?
It,
Choose from?
yeah, it would be exposition, rising action, climax, falling action, or resolution.
Rising.
The rising action, correct, Will. Thank you.
Woo!
All right, so then this next question we have, it's going to be an in my head question. All right, it's a little bit more subjective, okay?
You're gonna say.
What was that? This is the next question. Oh, okay. You can't hear me? Can you hear me?
I got you now.
Okay, it's called an in my head question. So you're going to think critically about this one. The narrator insists that he is not mad. Mad as in crazy, not mad upset. Like he's crazy. He insists that he's not crazy in the beginning of the story. Do you agree with that? Why or why not? Okay, go ahead and think independently on that one. I'll give you a second, just let me know when you're ready. All right, Will, go ahead and take this one.
What's the question?
All right, Morgan, go ahead and take this one.
I disagree that and say that he is mad because the way that he's acting and what his actions are showing is, he's not stable.
Okay, awesome. Will, go ahead. Do you think he's mad?
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Calculated man, that's just really crazy.
Yeah, and do you think that craziness led him to believe that he wasn't in fact mad?
Yeah.
Exactly, for sure. Alright, so then we have a short essay prompt. Whatever is not completed in class for this will be your homework. This is going to be part of the assessment for this short story lesson, okay? Think about the sequence of events in the story. What was the moment of most excitement in this story? And if you took that moment out of the story, how would it affect the chain of events, right? So in an informative essay, you guys are going to explain how the event, the major event, is connected to the rest of the story. Okay? Alright, so go ahead and start your writing. Alright, so we're wrapping up class now. Whatever you guys did not get to for that short essay writing prompt, that will be assigned for homework. It's an informative essay, it's nothing crazy. Make sure you support your claims with textual evidence. And for your exit ticket, on the back of an index card, I want you guys to draw a plot map that we did earlier, okay? And plot the events from A Telltale Heart. So make the little triangle, little mountain, and write the exposition, the rising action, the climax, the falling action, and the resolution. And then you're going to submit that on your way out the door, okay? Also, once you little draw that, I want you to tell me what did you like most about this lesson? And do you have any suggestions?